Captain's log, Stargate, hair past a freckle. Last night I've well, this morning I woke up with a bit of a insight. I felt the magnetic field of my pineal coming back in, and I heard, not with my ears but with my light body, like in a high-pitched sound, I heard the screech and squeal of the magnetics of my pineal and the crystals coming to a halt, or slowing. I can even show you pretty much the sound in someone else's meditation video, the Violet Heart Flame meditation from Riser from Goldring. At the end, it actually makes a similar sound to what I heard. It's like like a real high pitch. So today's talk is going to be called the Epistemological Edge. And so yeah, this is my captain's log for Stargate, hair past a freckle. So let's go to screencast. Alright, here we are on the screencast. And I thought I'd start off with the sort of defining of epistemology, because a lot of people might not know what that word means at all. So here we have just what comes up straight away. It's part of philosophy. The theory of knowledge, especially with regard to its methods, validity and scope, and the distinction between justified belief and opinion. Okay. Justified belief and opinion. Justified belief, okay. Okay, and then down here it says, from dictionary.com, a branch of philosophy that investigates the origin, nature, methods, and limits of human knowledge and understanding, you know. So it's closely related to etiology and ontology and philosophy. This is my domain. Alright, so it's going to be a bit on dreams because, well, let's just show. Here's what I just wrote on Facebook. Wow, so I slept with my jaw clenched last night. It was really cold too, it was only 6 degrees. I seemed to have really pushed my pineal, or actually pushed, I guess, my interiorization of ego into an id identity or something, a hyperspatial identity or something, and put the accelerator to the floor, so to speak. It was like I was really pushing. I woke up like this, and I was like pushing, and that sound was going, and it was decreasing. The squealing, sort of screeching sound, that ning, was sort of slowing. I had heaps of vivid dreams. Just when I woke up finally and fully, I actually heard the screech and squeal of the magnetic spin of my pineal slowing and halting. Whoa, gnarly. Well, then I know for sure. Now that's how that works. Because, well, that was felt experience. Apparently, little crystals spin in there, in the pineal, and create a vortex which flips triple space one time to triple time one space, or something like that, according to David Wilcox anyway. And then this is all this is the most I've heard, so I have to quote him. And then, well, you're experiencing higher dimensional space, I suspect. Oops, not connected to the internet. Oh, God. Yeah, that's me. So let's just go to, we're in consciousazine now. That's just my current Facebook profile picture. um, so now we're in consciousazine, and I just thought of something that's slightly related. We'll talk about this in a second. But first I want to go over how I said there's some sort of a flip that occurs. I don't know if this is the exact same as when you're crossing the threshold, you know, the fifth, sixth dimensional threshold of reality, like I talked about in mapping hyperspace, multidimensionality, Phlo infinite philosophy video. Because in that one I said, you know, I was talking about the threshold and how you see a gold mandala. You'll see these red things sometimes. These, I don't know what they are. It's almost maybe those red things are the fifth dimensional or the seventh dimensional sort of harmonics. Not sure. Or the fifth dimensional loop and warp of web of the field. Superconductive light, I don't know. But so what can I extrapolate on David Wilcock's thing where he says, I watched this talk a long time ago in I think 2009 or 2010, and he was saying something about the pineal. People experience a loud crack. I have experienced the crack also. That's just the chi flowing through there. Montauk Chia, I remember his Microcosmic Orbit series, which is now taken off YouTube. Good one, dickheads, with your copyright. Yeah, he would jolt while he was doing his Microcosmic Orbit and showing you. He would say, oh, it's okay if you jolt. Like you'll have these sort of, almost like a spasm, and it's just the chi flowing through a block. Now, that's the same thing that happens with the pineal. It's just like a loud crack. So I don't hear it all the times, but I suspect that's just when it's sort of decalcifying it. You know, as neuroscientists know, it's use it or lose it in the brain. So if you haven't used it for a while, perhaps that's when you experience the crack, I suspect. So, and then he went on, David Wilcock went on to say this thing about this, you know, it's like a flip. And it's like from, you know, we're here in three spatials, one time, a linear time, and then it's as if you go into some other arena or domains where it's one spatial, not three spatial, and one spatial and three times. Or, you know, time exists in more than just one linear thing. Now, can I extrapolate on this? I thought, for the people in my video that you're listening to now, and I thought, okay, I think I can. And that would be by saying this flip process, when you're over that other side there, you're the id, the higher self, the light body, and you're just your identity. This is interiorization of ego instead of the opposite, which is exteriorization of soul, which is kind of what I'm doing now. But so the only thing I can think of is, you know how we're going to make quantum computers, and you know, crystals, they save information. Remember, I've mentioned we've got these little crystals in our pineal. Now, I'll show you evidence for that in the brain in general. There's 5 million little magnetite crystals per 1 gram of brain cell. So, I'll show you evidence for that in a minute. So, this is the epistemological edge, my friends. This is like the limit of our understanding. And this is the new ontos, post-eschaton, post-grand 20 billion year cycle that was 2012, addending. This is the new ontos. this other side, this experiencing this other side as felt experience. Now, the only thing I can think of to come back full circle is when we're going to make these quantum computers, it's said that they will be able to calculate, I don't know, 1 million calculations in 1 second, or at once, not 1 second, but momentarily. Beyond the picosecond or whatever, beyond the femtosecond, a billionth of a human second or whatever. But all I can think of is that it's like, why did David Wilcock say it's, triple time over the other side? Triple time and one spatial? Well, all I can think of is quantum states of photons. That there's just multiple states, so it's multiple times. Now, remember that Terence, multiple time streams, or something like this. Things experience time differently. Each quantum particle experiences time differently, and scientists know that. You have a length of a particle. You don't just have the width of the wave, you have a length of a particle. Each particle has a different length, believe it or not. That you can look into that in your own time, or you can go to the multidimensional matrices page, and you, in Golden Aura publications, which I might show you. So, yeah, things experience time differently, and all I can think of as well, apart from that, is this quantum state of multiplicity, superposition sort of state, is what's occurring over this other side. That's all I can really think of to expand on what David Wilcock was saying there. Yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, to come back down to earth a bit for a second, here's something cool I found a while ago. So they're reconstructing people's dreams, I'm pretty sure it was. Let's just see if this video still exists. Let's see if we can play it from here. Come on, video, exist. So that's the reconstruction to the right. It's very interesting. So that's a clip that's reconstructed from brain activity. You can see that. So we're getting better, and those clips, I suspect, will become better. Look at that. Interesting. So we'll be able to see other people's dreams. That's the point of this. We'll be able to see someone else's dreams while they're asleep. It's a bit like being plugged into a matrix or something, huh? Very interesting. Right, let's indeed go. That's on the Biorevolutions page, but let's indeed go to Golden Aura Publications and just go into what I was talking about with the length of particles. So there's Golden Aura Publications. This is just one way to get to it. It's just, I've made it into a page. Where are we? From mono-unsaturated fat to multidimensional being. That's exactly what I experienced. So it's really weird. It was like I could feel a field. It was like I could feel a field decreasing as I awoke. Like I showed you in my web camera before I started screencasting. Pardon me. It was like I could feel the field, some sort of field decreasing, but there was like a magnetic field. Now, another thing I can think of to bring into the conversation now is something Reiser once said about the Antakarana, or the higher mind, which is the rainbow bridge magnetically suspended between brain hemispheres. So this must have to be active for all this to happen. And organic portals, I suspect, don't get this behavior happening. So there's the multi-dimensional page. Just clicked on it, hurry up and load. We've got Stone Age Internet in 2014, my future friends. So I did take you to this page, and you remember in the multi-dimensional mapping hyperspace Phlo infinite philosophy video. But then, just recently, I found this bit of writing. So, to connect some dots for some scientists, there's an excerpt I stole of someone about photons having length due to the wave-particle duality nature of particles. Now, I suspect this, this correlates, I realise, to the scalar wave path. How things become a point particle from a wave of potentiality. The path that is chosen, I suspect, might be the length. They might have correlation. So anyway, that's where that is, and you can read into that. And this recording is about to finish. It's only 15 minutes long, and then we're going to come back if I can think of anything else to add here. So, for instance, where is it? The length of a photon is about 3 times 1011 meters.